And obviously, if you're good on third down and you're in those 3rd and 6.4 yard situations, very manageable situations on third down, you're good on early downs. And one of the concepts that the Bills ran a lot of, especially like the first half of the year, was this concept here. And it's a levels concept. So you have 2 in-breaking routes at different levels to the top of the screen, and then you have a go route to the bottom, and then an out route from the slot. If you guys remember, and if you got tuned into the film room over the summer, we broke this play and concept down with Isaiah Hodgins, and he broke it down perfectly for us. It's a concept the Bills like to use against 2 high safety looks. And so here's one. I want to show a couple plays how, this is against Detroit, where top of the screen, the first read for Josh Allen with these 2 high looks is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty simple. But again, this is Ken Dorsey and Josh Allen attacking the coverage, right, Anthony? We talked about that. A very good cover 2 zone type beater here. So Diggs is wide open, you hit him. And so Diggs is taught as that primary read to not just fast flow through the zone right here. You see him kind of hold up, and that's because you're going to have Anzalone right there, right, as that wall defender. Isaiah talked about that. So he kind of sits in that window, catches the ball. And again, it's a high efficiency pass and throw. And the Bills ran it a lot, and they completed it a lot. Here's one from that Vikings game, right, Ant? They're sending pressure to the top of the screen. The route concepts to the bottom. So you have the in-breaker from Diggs, a deeper in-breaker at a different level from Knox, the out route from McKenzie, and then the go route from Gabriel Davis. And again, this is another one where he kind of sits in that window because this guy is taking speed off of that. You see the off coverage, just a nice little void right there. It's really efficient pass for Diggs, and he's able to get some yards after the catch.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having Stephon Diggs, who's so savvy in terms of reading coverage. And this is just we hate to make it sound so simple, but this is just pitch and catch. And again, even in something as simple as this play, a lot of things went into it. But you have that easy read from Diggs. He slow plays it basically, and if he sees the off coverage and what's going on inside, he's just going to sit and kind of turn this in route or over drag aspect and kind of just sit there and turn it into a little hitch route or a China route, and then sit. And make himself available to Josh. He gets square, shows his numbers, and then you highlighted it, and that's the real piece. Love how he catches it and peeks, and he knows like the angle that the corner is going to take, so he breaks on that left foot because he sees 23 cutting to the inside, and he just pivots and pirouettes and turns over his outside shoulder and then does his little, we got to come up with a name for that little like high step that he does to kind of throw defenders off, and then he ends up getting the first down, creating a little yard after catch, but it's all set up from the initial design, attacking the coverage, Diggs and Allen both reading it and making it an easy completion because of what the Vikings did.
And Josh Allen sees that 2 high look again, but now Diggs is taken away. So that first read's taken away. So the second read is Dawson Knox coming over the middle. Again, out breaking route here, go route there. But watch how Josh waits for that window to open up right here to Knox. He's able to hit it over the middle. So you saw the first read throw to Diggs. This time that's taken away. So he moves on to his second option, Dawson Knox over the middle. Again, attacking the middle of the field. They just didn't do it enough this season.
Yeah, this is where they definitely didn't do it enough. And this is where that levels concept comes in. You can see number 28, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah for the Cleveland Browns. You'll watch him as Eric draws that arrow there. He clamps down once he sees the flash from Stephon Diggs. So he sees Diggs come across. So he's occupied by that low aspect, the levels. It's basically like a high-low. So the low draws in that linebacker, which then opens up the high for Dawson Knox. Grant Delpit, number 22, just hesitates a little bit at the top of Knox's break, and Allen just puts the ball right in. But even on this one, so Allen puts the ball on Knox, and Knox bobbles it. Even on this successful play, it's just everything was just
pulling teeth.
Yeah, pulling teeth, all of these little pieces. But again, the initial design, the attack, and the adjustment, right? What you showed on the previous couple plays, you got that zone coverage, that off coverage on the outside. So Diggs just sits on the China. This time he continues on that short in, going across the field, adjusts it based on the coverage. Allen reads it, pulls it back in, immediately goes to number 2. Owusu-Koramoah comes up onto Diggs. It creates the space for Knox. This is well designed and well executed. But again, still kind of pulling teeth to a degree.
Same concept. Again, working 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that in mind. So ball snapped. You see Josh move on from Diggs because these two guys jumped that route. He can't hit number 2 because Mosley's sitting in that window. Number 3 is way out there. But by the time he gets to number 3, what happens? Quinnen Williams is there to bring him down. So again, now against these better defenses, you're seeing them take away those reads. They tightened up on Diggs. They jumped that under route from him, take him away. Number 2 right there, taken away. There's a guy over the top. Mosley's sitting, just waiting. He kind of even ducked down a little bit like, hey, you don't see me.
He's
baiting him, right? So now he's going to 3. Well, guess what? He can't get there because of Rodgers, Saffold, Quinnen Williams will push-pull, and he takes him down for the sack for a 9-yard loss on an early down.
This is that play I mentioned earlier where pre-snap Sauce at the bottom, number 1, and that near side safety, Jordan Whitehead, they communicate a lot pre-snap, and they're talking to one another. And then you see it already there. They got hand signals. They're checking with one another. It's almost kind of like Sauce is like, yo, you know what's coming? And Whitehead's like, I got it. And then you see 56, Quincy Williams, after Sauce and Whitehead kind of chop it up and seeing what's going on, like you highlighted, Quincy Williams just makes a beeline to get underneath that Stefon Diggs route. Like he just gets out of the gate and just zooms and comes screaming down to get underneath. And like you said, Dawson Knox is now unavailable. But again, can you get to number 3 or can you get to number 4? But the offensive line doesn't hold up. When I was in huddle, I went in slow motion to time this from snap to when Saffold gets beat. Saffold gets beat in about almost 2.1 seconds from the time the ball is snapped to the time Quinnen Williams gets past him. And then once Quinnen Williams makes contact, it's about 2.5, 2.6. So Williams beats his man within 2 seconds. Pressure. Very quick pressure, which again is part of the percentages that we highlighted earlier for you folks and show what he was doing.
They were second. They were one of the worst teams when it came to quick pressure.
Yeah.
And this is a quick game. This is a quick game concept.
Yes. So that's what I was like. Like everybody thinks like, oh, well, yeah, but they're getting pressure and they're going downfield. This is quick game. Like, so if your offensive line is losing, even when you go quick game, like think about what happened in week 1 against the Rams. The Bills went quick game as a way to neutralize Aaron Donald. But even as the year went on, they went quick game and they were losing so bad up front that even the quick game couldn't neutralize the rushes up front. And if you can't neutralize the rush and the coverage concept on the back end has your first couple options taken away, you don't have time to get to 3 and 4. You're dead in the water.
We're in the play script. All right. You're still in the play script. Here's your same concept, your levels concept. I circled the slot defender Hilton there because you see him kind of messing with the Bills offensive line and Josh Allen, making it look like he is going to be rushing off the edge here. But that's just to get the attention of everyone. You see him kind of drop into his zone here underneath. And what the Bengals do is they send this guy off. So I'll show you from the end zone angle, but that movement by Hilton caused the offensive line to slide out here and send the extra offensive lineman towards Hilton, thinking he's going to blitz because he's one of the better blitzing slot defenders in the league, but he dropped out. And so did this defensive end. So it's still a 4-man rush, but because of the way the Bills offensive line slid to their right, no one is able to pick up this guy. Maybe Cook is supposed to, but he's so worried about everything going on to the field that he doesn't. So now Josh Allen has a free rusher against this concept that early in the year was working, but what happens to his first read? Taken away, right? What happens to his second read? He can't even make the break yet with this guy already on him. Quick pressure from the Bengals, schemed up perfectly against this Bills offensive line, against this quick game concept, and they're able to bring Josh Allen down in the play script of Ken Dorsey.